Hi everyone and welcome to Get Good at Golf and welcome to Slice Week. This week we're going to help you cure your slice so you never hit that dreaded left to right shot off the tee ever again. We're going to talk about club tech, we're going to talk about swing faults, and we're going to talk about fixes so that you can start hitting more fairways, hit longer drives and start beating all your friends. So make sure you don't tell anyone about this video unless you want them to get good at golf. Today we're going to talk a little bit about what's in the bag because so many golfers will do this wrong, and I see this so often with the younger end of golfers who are up and coming golfers but still struggle with that left to right shot. So you see here I've got my driver. This is a Callaway Paradigm Triple Diamond. It is a low spin driver and it is 9 degree. I was fitted for this driver. I'm a PGA professional, so for me this is the right spec for me to hit my best drives. It may not be the best spec for you to hit your best drives. And if we talk about shaft stiffness, you'll see it is a hazardous 6.0. There's a weight on there as well, which we're going to talk about a little bit later on in this video. But guys, make sure you are fitted for the correct equipment. If you're fitted for a shaft that's too stiff for you, a lot of people think, oh well, if I'm talking shaft flex, all I'm really wanting to do is make sure I hit the longest drive possible. So the club will react as I swing it. That means I'm going to get the best dynamic loft, the best spin rate, the best flight window. But generally it can also mean the club face will square up for you. So you can see here, if I hit a shot down the fairway on the 16th hole here at Woolley Park Golf Club, generally this is designed to match my swing speed, so I can square that club face up, hit it nicely down the fairway and get the ball out the middle of the face. Now if this shaft was too stiff for me, say if I had a hand-me-down driver, I bought a driver that I thought I can certainly handle a 6.5, maybe a 7 in the hazardous, you might see a stiff, you might see a regular, you might see an extra stiff on here if it is a different shaft manufacturer, then the club might not react as you want it to. You may not have the speed to be able to turn and square that club face up, so the club face might actually open. Now the club face might open, but it also might close, and it also might throw off your sequencing. If you throw off your sequencing, generally that's when you start to see some of the worst drives, when you start to see some of the bigger slices, because especially if it's stiffer, generally you start to see the shafts getting heavier because that matches nicely for the demographic of who needs that extra stiff, extra heavy shaft. So if this shaft was heavier, you'll start to see club head speed slow down, which is an oxymoron as well because you don't want that to happen, but you also start to see a little bit of a lazy release. Oh no. And that's the shot that you see, a left to right slice that starts left side of the fairway, finishes right side of the fairway, and you think, oh, if only I could hit that straight. Now it may not be down to you. 9 times out of 10 it probably is, so make sure you hit that subscribe button and watch the rest of the videos for the rest of this week. But often it is down to what you have in your golf bag that could well be holding you back. Okay, we've spoken about shaft flex, let's speak about shaft weight and see how you could save yourself some shots by shedding some pounds.
So guys, James has talked there about flex, and that's a big thing that we see people get a bit of a misconception with. They think just because they're young they need to get straight into that extra stiff shaft, they start to lose it to the right, and that's not going to help you get rid of your slice. But one big thing also to take into account is weight of your driver. Obviously the heavier we go, it might slow your swing speed down, but that might be good for you. It all depends on your swing. If you're somebody who swings it pretty quick, if you get, or even just very quick tendencies, you know, you could be a senior golfer but you start to take it away really quick. If you get a really light shaft, you're not going to have control of that head. So we want you maybe to go into something like a stiffer shaft so you can have more control, that even if you do take it away quick, we can still square that face up and hit it down the middle. A quick swing there, but that would be tended to go towards a heavier shaft. A heavier shaft's then going to get that club a little bit more in balance for you. You don't always have to go light because you've told, or you've been told, that if you get a light shaft, you're going to swing it faster, you're going to hit it further. If we have no face control, then that's not going to help us. Again, what we start to see with some of the long drive guys, myself and James were out in America the other day and was with a long drive guy. Again, he had a really light shaft in there to get a lot of speed there. What we saw there is that he's just going for pure speed, and you can see that's exactly the right club for him. He's not trying to hit fairways, he's trying to hit it as long as possible and get the occasional wall straight down the middle. He certainly hit a fantastic one down the last. We both had 3 woods in. I think he hit a 9-9 into the green, so slightly different, but make sure you've got the correct shaft for you, the correct stiffness, the correct weight. Torsional stiffness as well is something which
a lot of people don't think about. If you look at the back of the hazardous shaft here, you'll see we have a torsional stiffness in degrees there, and that's also something to bear in mind, because that is obviously the amount of rotation the shaft can have, and that might depend on you squaring the club face up or not.
Yeah, exactly, and that's going to be dependent on your release pattern. So this is where going to get fitted is absolutely essential when it comes to your golf clubs, because you might be spending £600 on the new Callaway, the new TaylorMade, the new Ping, but if you haven't got the correct fitting, you're not going to hit drives that are going to help you get good at golf.
Wonderful.